this, and that's not working. Hold on. We're going to bond today. And put you in, and then go there and go, yay. Okay. Wow, that's dark. I don't know why that's so dark. Look how dark it is. What am I doing wrong? It's so dark. Oh, it's getting better. It's adjusting. Okay. All right. That's like insanely bright, right? Hold on. There, how's that? Oh, that's nice. Isn't that nice? Okay, let's go. Let's get to it. Good morning. It's been a absolute whirlwind, guys. So you're going to have to bear with me here. What I want to do is jump right into the numbers. So we're going to, let's just click on it together so we can see it. I think that's the way to do this. So let me just make sure I'm on the right mic because lately it's been picking up the wrong one. and just stay with me. No, we're cool. And yeah, let's switch the screen and do it that way. I think that's best. Stop screen. I wish they had a way to just switch screens, but they don't. Oh boy. And I apologize because that is a lot of me in the morning. Are we good? Yep, we're good. All right, here we go. So no bonding for 2 seconds, and then we'll bring it back. Core PCE 0.3 versus consensus. Personal income is up. Personal spending is down. That's not really a shock. Employment costs, I don't really care. Claims down. I think that's really very important that claims are down. PCE month over month 0.3. PCE year over year is up. I'm not really surprised by that. Core PCE year over year is up. Chicago PMI, I really want to pay attention to. So the labor market is strong. Bowman's argument is the labor market's not as strong as it looks. I don't know. When I talk to guys that got like their MBA and are getting out, trying to get a job right now, not the easiest thing in the world. But I do want to show you this, that if we go here, not those sunglasses, but here's May and here's May again. So we're not dropping anymore, but understand that like this annual change, it's not smooth. And it's just not a smooth thing. Let's click it back. Let's take it back again. And let's go take a look at the month over month. And this is just important to get because this is March, like we fell off a cliff. And this is when we got liberated. And since the liberation, how's that going? So I just want to be like really clear about this. I really don't care what side of the aisle you're on. And I would suggest that you don't care either, right? Just understand that we're all in the jar and they just shake it and your life will get a lot easier. But to say that since we're being liberated, that the cost of goods are not going up is delusional. I mean, it's right here. And understand that PCE is 15% of shelter, where CPI is 33% of shelter. And shelter prices and rents are dropping. That's why you're seeing the disconnect between PCE and CPI. What does this mean? I think it means that you have a possible inflation issue out there. And I'm not really sure how they're going to handle it. But when you look at these numbers, it's impossible for you to look at this stuff and say that you don't have an issue since liberation. And I just want to be very clear about that. This is irrefutable. And it's just facts. So I do think there's an issue out there. And I personally do think he's got a reason for not cutting rates. And people can, I get it from both sides. I get it from the Trump huggers and I get it from the Trump haters. But, I don't really care. It's just like, that's Bond again. It's just like, let's just look at what's actually happening. And to me, this is actually what's happening. And I think that's super important because this is really what's happening. So let's get into some of this stuff. This is going to be my do your own research, guys. I remember when they came out and they were bashing these companies and, they're criminals. They're this, they're that. They made these like 5-minute videos on them and, and they accused them of everything in this company. It's a triple. So once again, and I don't know why, I honestly, I don't know why people hate Kathy Wood so much. I really don't have a freaking clue if they know how to read a charter, but I mean, she's killing it. And if you listen to these guys with their short reports, you can see the issue. Like when Hindenburg went out of business, like that should have been everyone's first clue when they put the key in the door, that there was a problem here. But some of these things, they're just exploding to the upside and they're just crushing shorts because this idea, here you are 400, like Needham's comment on this today. And this is just like your warning. Let me see if I can find the comment by like Needham. I'm a little bit of a nerd because I find it funny. CBNA crushed according to Needham. $500 price target. Shorts are delusional. So it is what it is, up 70. And they crushed. Now, nectar of the gods. Here's the cool thing about CBNA. Their inventory is going up. Remember when we just looked at PCE their inventory are autos. If you own a used car, your price is going up in your used car. It's not going down. Go and try and buy a new car right now or something like ultra high end. You're paying more now than you did a year ago. And so you always look at the high end market because that determines how it trickles down. So like all this stuff, so you look at like CVNA or you look at AutoNation, like AutoNation should go higher. Instead, it's not. And people say, well, it's because CVNA is lying. Okay. Or maybe they have a better cost structure. Or maybe they are lying. What do you care? It's up 70. Like eventually, whoa, it'll come home to roost. Like when? When's it coming home to roost, man? Like when's this roost coming? Like 5 years from now? I don't know. That's my little thing on the day. Like, do your own due diligence, man. It's like one of the things I try to really preach in the community, like over and over and over again. Like, do your own research. Like, actually make your own decision. You know, someone's not out there telling you to short something if they're not already shorted. Like, they're not doing you favors. You ever see Chanos, who's legitimately the only billionaire short seller out there? You ever see Chanos issue a research report and say, hey, guys, short this with me? No. If you look at the ES, there's very little for me to say here, guys, like very, very little. The only thing that I would say about any of this, and you can see at the end of the day, obviously they knew by the end of the day that this was going higher. They knew that we were going higher, and you could see that here very clearly. And what I would do here is just mark these off and watch these levels. But it's very clear that this was leaked, or that they knew. They were comfortable, I should say. You know, it's interesting because Powell's speech, he trashed the current administration. There's no doubt about it. I mean, he was very, very vocal. I would watch the top of this because I think that's where you would test. If you break that, there are some other levels here, guys, but it's really, if you break this, if you break Itchy's level, you have a problem. And I don't know that you're going to break it. I really don't. And I just think that overall, it's something for us to watch today. Let's get into NQ. I'll try and take a bunch of questions today because there's so many companies that came out with earnings. And I tried to make last night's video as actionable for you guys as possible in just going over like what I thought were the most important things. And I really still, like, if you read some of the notes out there by research today on some of these from these investment banks, like they are pounding the table on this AI trade. So is that really the itchy bar? Is it? Is that really it? That's it. It's really the gift that keeps on giving, isn't he? I mean, I'm not even a fan of him, but, you know, yesterday, and, you know, you do have two dissenters, which is super interesting, right? Because do those dissenters, I have to switch this over for a sec. Do those dissenters actually, you know, do they really feel that way? Or are they doing it because of their position? Like Bowman wants the job. That's pretty obvious, right? I think Bullard wants the job too, but I don't know what's going to happen. So I don't know that I care about that level that much. Options are going to expire. What options do I have? Oh, not selling those. I think if you break, you're going to have a real, you know, you'll have a real issue here. But I don't know that you're going to. I'm going to use the pre and the post because of last night. You can see what that did on. Man, oh man, as soon as they came out, they crushed, huh? Absolute crush. It's crazy. And now tonight you have Apple and Amazon. I think Apple will be bad. I mean, they don't really have a high bar. There's really not a high bar there. I can go through all these names, but you know what I'm going to do is just, there we go. Let me move this over here. And we'll drop that right there. Cool. Throw out my freaking back. It's killing me. Ugh. How much volume was there? Do we know? There's your level. Let's take questions, and we'll go from there. But I'd like to get everyone today. Yeah, you have that FIG IPO. I mean, honestly, what I should probably do is just drop this in right now. And it's definitely going to be oversubscribed. So I'll just throw it in there. What I tend to do with those things are very simple trades. And they tend to work really well, where I just use the low of the first 1 minute bar. And if it breaks, it breaks. And then I come back to it. But usually that stuff is way overpriced and way oversubscribed. And so I'm not a huge fan, but I'd watch it, Julian. As far as Reddit, yeah, I mean, you're up because everything else is up, right? And I don't believe you. Your earnings are tonight, right? Aren't they tonight? Or they weren't this morning, were they? Were they this morning and I missed it? I think it's tonight, right? Let me see if I can just get a quick answer on this so I don't have to go down. Tonight, right? I don't think it was this morning. I could be wrong. Like it's like been a whirlwind, man. Like I get so hyper focused, and it's just I get very myopic, and it's how I've done very well, because I get that way with it. But no, you're coming out tonight. It looks like. I don't know why they're bidding this up on the data that came out. Maybe because of the ad revenue from Meta, but I think that is a mistake. I would be on the other side of that. The last two were anything but stellar, and people are using different search engines now. So I don't know, man. I think I'd be on the other side of that. I think that this would fade. Gun to my head if I had to make a decision. So long term, I think you're fine. Short term, I had some calls and I did do okay because I scaled out like it was dropping, but like you're holding. So until you break that 80 now, you're holding that level. The question is, do you hold in here? I would like to start seeing some closes above the 5-day moving average. I'd like to get above the 8. And then maybe I'd have an interest, but you're really flatlining. And I don't think there's much to do there. I really don't. I am going to have to jump at exactly 8:55 or 9 today. I said exactly, and then I give you a range, but I don't know. I touch it now. I don't really care. Like, I mean, I got it. He's mad you didn't cut rates. Like, I get it, dude. Don't use your credit card. Like, I always equate that. Like, if the credit card says it's 22%, don't use the freaking credit card. So, it's just ridiculous, honestly. But I mean, I wouldn't go near this. Say it from this open. Say it. So like from that open, you had your reversal. And then it's just been straight selling since this. So you did the undercut and you just squeezed the living bejesus out of the shorts, exhausted them. So this is their level. That's the short level. Now, I wouldn't play with that. You say it. So your people are here. They close. This is where the shorts open. The shorts close here. You get this piercing pattern that actually engulfs the entire thing. You have your blow off, and then from there, and now, so they're pretty embodied at that area. So until I got over that, I wouldn't go near it. Well, you have the biggest descent in 30 years. It looks like, is what they're saying. 2 dissenters. It's very rare. Yeah, there's really nothing to do with NVIDIA. I mean, there really isn't. So, like when you I have all my levels marked off, but if you went here and you looked at NVIDIA and you measure this as a base that you've had for the past year, that's your base, and it puts your target up here. So your target off this base from here to here puts you at like 190, 191. So that to me, that's really like the first area where you might pull back. But, and just gives you a quick idea of where it could be. Doesn't mean you're going to exactly hit it, but that 190 area to me is like, that might be it's a rest, and then maybe you're going to have your pullback. But if you get over 190, your browser lost connection with your camera. Okay, looks like the camera fell off for some reason. So whatever. Well, looks like we're not bonding right now. All right, so no more bonding. So I like that 190. I think that's very, very realistic. I don't know if it's realistic today, but I think you're going to get there. What else you got? Wing, I'm not touching, but apparently it was really good. And I just don't like trades like this where I gap up, and these people have been just buried. So they're all wanting to, get out and make a little money. I think it's super interesting that you came right to this gap where you gapped down last time. And so you have all the people of, I'm just going to hold on to it forever. And so they had their opportunity here. We're like, oh, maybe I'll hold it. And then it broke, and like, I'm going to hold it forever. And then they had their opportunity, and now they're getting their opportunity again. So you got to get rid of these people. And then when you get rid of them, maybe there's something there that you could deal with. CVNA, yeah, that's just going to crush people, man. They absolutely killed it, absolutely slaughtered it. So you did have this negative divergence here, and it just did, earnings are earnings, man. It's the game. So they didn't care. Well, I mean, you have the divergence, it's there, but earnings trumps all. So that'll reset and squeeze the living bejesus out of people today. Usually on days like today, you fade because you're up so much. So what you have to do is on these days kind of look at how this plays out. And usually, you pop and then you'll work back off. And so see what happens with it. But man, oh man, want to be short. That's for sure. I mean, imagine being short that. Happy Thursday from New Jersey. Happy Thursday from Miami. Yeah, I mean, the bottom line is someone in one of the research pieces I read today had me laughing because they're like, well, the thing about it is, you have to spend $500 million on a piece of equipment, and people don't want to spend it unless they have to. And they're right. So, it is what it is, man. Like, you need it, but you probably want to buy it when it's blowing up again. I don't know. I've tried a couple times here, and I think the real issue is that you lost Samsung because everybody wants to deal with Taiwan Semi. So Taiwan Semi is getting bigger and busier, and they're doing their what do you call it? Capacity utilization over 100, which is leading to some other issues, but they don't need more equipment. They do, but they don't. It depends when they start coming to the U.S. and really building at the U.S. We need our own flavor of Hot Pocket. I think our own flavor of Hot Pocket would be a Hot Pocket in a Hot Pocket. That's what I'm thinking, albino. What you would have to do, you know what the answer to that is? You would have to go and take a look at Amazon last quarter. And you'd have to go and see, did Amazon actually beat on that front? Oh, here it is. Did Amazon actually beat on that front? Did their AWS beat, and did it grow the same way that Microsoft's did and Oracle's, or are they getting their lunch handed to them? You'd have to go and look at that. My sense of it is they're adding so many different things that it's probably grew. Like them adding Anthropic and these AI marketplaces, it's probably grown by them adding layers of things. So I think that makes sense, but you'd really have to go back to this quarter and see if it grew or not. And then if it grew from last quarter, how much, blah, blah, blah. That's really the trade to figure it out. I haven't done it yet. I don't have the time. I'm freaking swamped with stuff, like just so many trades going on. Yeah, this might be like the easiest short in the world. Like if someone said to fade, this would probably be the fade out there. Like if everything's going to fade, this one's probably going to do it. So, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, I mean, like if I really thought you were going to fade, this would be the one. I mean, they've been trying to get out forever. And now you're going to have this too. So cores will spike on this, kind of. So really what you would do is short core weave and then go from there. But you could short core weave and then go long cores if you really needed to. I mean, I wouldn't go long core weave. I would be going long cores if I thought that it was going to hold. That would be the trade. But I'm not so sure that it does hold. I mean, that would be, I actually think that's probably the fade. Yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing. You need the video to pull back hard. I need it to pull back for me to add to it. I just don't think I'm going to get that opportunity. Give me 1 second, guys. I mean, I think Apple tonight, I'm surprised no one's even asking me about Apple. It's kind of interesting. Or maybe I just haven't gotten that far yet. I'm buying hymns again, aren't they? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Give me a second, guys. Okay. Good morning from Phoenix. Good morning from Miami. Yeah, I just don't, they don't seem to get like the capacity is a capacity. Like it's also the thing about Lamb Research I went over this morning. They just don't care to own them. It's really interesting. So Lamb's going to open right at that, 52, like, or 55. I don't know why I said 52, but you're going to open right on the 55. Um, I'm not really sure what else they want there, but it's certainly interesting. It's a good quarter, and they raised, and they're coming in on the raise. So I don't know, maybe because of guidance. A lot of people with the tariffs still don't know what's going on. Yeah, RBLX. I mean, I haven't read this report yet. Obviously obviously it's being perceived as good. I don't know why. I haven't gone through it yet. I mean, maybe because revenues are up and they're expanding. I don't know. Maybe they're just squeezing the shorts. I mean, the way that to look at this is you would really need to put an alert there and see if you can flip the flag, which you probably do. And then the other thing you'd always want to do is just drop a line here and then just put an alert like right on the VWAP so that you know it, and then kind of go from there. But that's really how I say it. Again, you're talking to someone that has not read this report. I don't know anything about it. I just haven't even had the time to get through it. Let's go there. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Buckle up. My office laid off 10% last week and just raised our salaries more than expected. Yeah, it's crazy. That's what they're doing. They're getting more specific and keeping the people that they want. I think they're going to work. I looked at this. I'm just not feeling it. I think you have to flip. That's an awful joke, Jeffrey. God, that joke's awful. That's such a bad joke. No, dude, I think the expectations are so low. I just think the expectations are so low that, AMD should do well. I mean, there's not really much more that I can say there. Yeah, they've always had to deal with China. They've always had to deal with everybody, but there's no deals. Okay. Every day I'm proven wrong. Okay. That makes you sleep at night. Yeah, I mean, I'd want to see it get through. And the other thing that you really want to do is you really need to see the conference call and how it reacts on the conference call. Right. We have a deal and possibly make a deal. VRT. Yeah, I don't know, man. Not the way it acted. Not with that doji. I saw that. Like, really? Like, what am I going to do with this thing? What do I do? What, like, wow. Shaq is. Yeah, I don't know. Again, there's this is the thing about it, guys. There's so many names. You guys are gonna have to pick. There's so many names out there. Like, you're literally gonna have to pick which ones. Yeah. A lot of people keep asking about this name. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't really pay attention to this one. So it's not really on my radar. I know a lot of people are looking at it, but it's not on my radar. I think every day is a great day to buy NVIDIA. What's up, Neon? No, the camera died. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have a clue. MP, let's do MP. So they did everybody kind of dirty. Whenever I see this thing, I kind of have to put on the brakes. So the up, the down, like that kind of pattern always scares me. And then the fact that, let's clean this off. Whenever this happens, you really need to be careful. The higher high, and then they encapsulate a couple days. It's like look at QBTS. Like all this stuff was running last night because AI, right? But look, like here's your breakout, and then they failed, and then they attempted, like, oh no, we're really going to go this time, and then they failed. So I don't know, man. I don't know that I'd be chasing that stuff. CRDO has just been a monster. It is what it is. It's since that earnings recall, and it's just been an absolute monster. You had your break, you had your retest, and you've just been going. Let's see what else you got here. Oh, bro, you can't, like half the people that come in here, like you can't even like let it bother you. So it is what it is. Everybody has opinions about, all the politicians and this guy and that guy. Like, I don't know. I've done this so long. It just makes me like, I just like kind of laugh at it at this point. Cause like, it's always this person's going to fix everything. How's that been working out for us? So, or this person's the end of this, or that this person's into that. Like, look at New York. Oh, if this guy gets in, he's going to be great. If this guy gets in, oh, it's going to be a disaster. Anything change? So, I don't know, Jay. Like, it does look really good. It keeps going. Until you get rid of a two-party system, none of it really matters. All right, that's it. See you guys. Trade to win. Oh, what went off? RBLX. Let's do it while we're here. Yay. There you go. There you go. There it is. You got any volume with it? So, not really. You're trying, though. But no real volume. Like if you had a volume spike there, it might be worth doing. All right. See you guys.